What if I told you that there's this practice, it's thousands of years old, that's now being proven by modern science to physically change your brain and dial down your stress levels? And no, we're not talking about some new wellness trend. We're talking about the ancient discipline of Thanksgiving. We're going to dig into how this is so much more than just a holiday. It's actually a powerful tool with real, measurable effects on our biology.
So let's just start with a feeling we all know, right? That little hum of anxiety in the background, that weight of worrying about, well, pretty much everything sometimes. It's a totally universal human experience. But what if there is an ancient, kind of built-in countermeasure to that exact feeling? Okay, so check this out. Thousands of years ago, this ancient text gave a pretty radical instruction. It doesn't just say, hey, try not to be anxious. It gives a direct command, a proactive step to take. In every single situation, present your requests with thanksgiving. It's not about pretending your problems don't exist. It's about totally changing how you approach them from the get-go. So what does it actually mean to practice Thanksgiving? Well, it's way more than just saying the words thank you. It's a deliberate shift in our focus. Think of it like a spiritual discipline that fundamentally changes how we see our circumstances. And this is really the heart of it. It's making a conscious choice to shift your focus from everything you think you're lacking to the one who provides. It's an active reorientation of your entire perspective. And what's absolutely fascinating is that this ancient spiritual practice has a tangible physical impact on your body. That's right. When you make that mental shift, something pretty remarkable happens inside your brain. The spiritual and the biological are way more connected than we think. So let's take a look at what's actually happening on a chemical level. Modern medical research, and we're talking studies from places like Harvard and UCLA, is now confirming what spiritual traditions have basically known for centuries. The act of giving thanks, it isn't just some abstract idea. It literally triggers a cascade of very real chemical changes in your brain. Okay, this is where it gets incredible. The effects are so specific. Practicing gratitude releases dopamine and serotonin. Those are your brain's natural feel-good chemicals. It also boosts oxytocin, which is known as the social bonding hormone. And maybe the most important part, it actively reduces cortisol, the hormone that floods our system when we're stressed. The point here is, this isn't just a state of mind, it's a real change in your body's chemistry. This chart just perfectly illustrates what's happening on a bigger level. See, when you're anxious, your nervous system is in that fight or flight state. You're tense, on edge, cortisol is high. But the act of thanksgiving, it literally helps shift you into a state of restoration. Your whole system starts to calm down, it regulates, and your stress levels physically decrease. You are biologically moving yourself from a state of anxiety to a state of peace. It's wild. So we have this ancient spiritual wisdom, and it's being backed up by modern science. The big question then is, how do we actually put this into practice? How can we use this knowledge to actively move ourselves from that state of anxiety to one of restoration? Well, the pathway is actually pretty simple, but is profound. First, you just acknowledge the anxiety. Don't fight it or pretend it's not there. Second, you deliberately practice Thanksgiving. You consciously shift your focus. That intentional choice is what triggers the biological response, activating that state of restoration. And then from that calmer, more regulated place, your entire perspective can begin to change. It's a chain reaction that you can start anytime you want. So if there's one key takeaway, it's this. You don't wait around to feel grateful. You choose gratitude to change how you feel. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What is one simple thank you that could start to change your perspective today?